Yesterday, we did a walking tour here in La Paz, Bolivia, and it reminded me why I think this is one of the smartest things you can do early on in a trip, especially somewhere like La Paz that is really big, it's really busy. It may seem a bit chaotic or overwhelming in the beginning because you're not oriented. So, doing a walking tour early in your trip or your arrival in the new city can completely change how the rest of your stay goes. This isn't about checking things off a list. It's really more about getting oriented, understanding how the city is laid out, how one neighborhood relates to another, the things that you may have been thinking about. Oh, I want to see this, I want to see that. Are they close to one another? Is it something that's doable? Just sort of getting the feel of how things are laid out and where things are located in relation to one another. And during the walking tour, you may only get to experience it for a few minutes, but it's then you kind of get to decide and get a feel for, oh, yeah, I definitely want to come back to this and see it in depth on my own time. Or you can say, oh, I really thought that was going to be cool and it doesn't really seem that interesting. Walking tour kind of gives you this snapshot that you can work with later and decide what's worth coming back for. Instead of walking around aimlessly wondering, am I in the right place? Am I in the right direction? This will provide you a context and kind of give you a map of where you are and how the city works and what's worth coming back and spending more time on. We booked a walking tour with Red Cap Tours, and I can say our guide was really good. She was fun, she was informative, she was willing to answer all our questions. She really knew the city, and I barely filmed anything because I was so busy listening. Here's a small clip of Denise from Red Cap Tours when we first started the walking tour.
Hello. Hello, welcome to La Paz. I am Denise. I'm your tour guide today, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful city. I'm gonna make all my best to explain all kind of aspects about the culture, about the history, about the architecture, and I hope you enjoy this city in the altitude.
And what is the name of your tour?
Our company is called Red Cap, as Cap it says, and you can find us every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. in this Plaza Sucre Square.
Although I love to film everything everywhere when I can and when I'm not being intrusive, I will have to say that I think this walking tour was a great success, even though I didn't film much. She really had us captivated. She gave us great information and was really a blast to hang out with her for a little while. Here's what you walk away with after a good walking tour. You understand the rhythm of the city and you start to get oriented and understand how one neighborhood leads into the next. You learn little details, sometimes big details, that you would never see on your own because you don't know what's really going on behind that wall or why things are a certain way. A walking tour provides you with those little details that really enriches your trip. And because you're sampling a little bit of everything, you'll have the opportunity to decide, yeah, this is really worth coming back for, or oh, I think I'll skip that. And you can come back and explore it more deeply on your own, or you don't have to waste time trying to find something only to find out that it's really not for you. It turns random exploration into intentional exploration. This is especially helpful if you're tired, jet lagged, or battling the altitude. Let's face it, decision making takes energy. And a walking tour kind of handles that first round of decision making for you. After that, you can decide how fast or how slow you want to pace the rest of your exploration. We booked this walking tour through Viator, which I really like because you can look at your options on your own time You can be looking through in your jammies, you can be back in your home country, and you get to read real reviews, do it on your own terms, and get a sense of the tour's vibe before you book. For me, that's especially important when I'm going to a new city where I'm really not up for surprises right away. I just want a solid foundation I can build on. So, who is this tip best for? This tip works if you're staying 2 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months. If you're staying on the longer end, it helps you decide where you want to spend your time. If you're short on time, it helps you avoid wasting it. I think if you can book things in your home country and hit the ground running, that will save you from your time getting eaten up sitting in a local tour agency who may spend a great deal of time explaining and going over what the tour is, or they may try and upsell you. And at that moment, you don't really have anything to compare it to, and you certainly don't have any reviews available. I think booking a walking tour early on is so helpful in so many ways, and it helps you enjoy the rest of your stay. For example, we didn't do this in Cusco, and by the time we were on our own and we found San Pedro's market, we really felt bad that we hadn't discovered that earlier. We would have gone there many times throughout the month instead of the 1 or 2 times that we actually ended up going there because we didn't get that information early on in our stay. I'll link the walking tour that we decided on in the description below. So if you're coming to La Paz, you can check it out. Wherever you're traveling to next, consider taking a walking tour early in your arrival. Not to rush your trip, but to make the rest of it go smoother, calmer, and more enjoyable. That first bit of orientation really helps everything else fall into place. I just want to say thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate you watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.